Here, let's watch this. This is I fell asleep last night. Right now it's 6:35 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sunday, March the 24th, 2019. So I fell asleep just as the Magdaleno fight was over.
The rich and deep heavyweight division, and the word is out on Olympian champion Tyson Fury's next fight. It is this guy, unbeaten German Tom Schwarz. He's 24-0 with 16 knockouts. He's top 10 ranked in the IBF number 9, in the BO number 2, but he's never faced a test like this. The fight is planned for June 15th in Vegas. Here's a closer look at Tom Schwarz. He's going to fight on an ESPN platform against Tyson Fury. Fury, his first fight under his new promotional contract with Top Rank. Hey, Schwarz is 6'6". Let's talk about the height of Fury. Schwarz is a 6'6" guy. Here's what Tyson says about this fight.
Fighting June 15th. It's now penciled in. Las Vegas. Thomas and Mack Center. You know, as a little kid, I dreamed about getting to this level, boxing in Vegas. I never went to Vegas ever in my life because I made a promise to myself that I'd never go there unless I box there. And it's took me 30 years to get to this position, to box there. Finally gonna box there now on the biggest stage, the biggest division, and the biggest boxer in the world, me. Meanwhile, I put on a good show, so the fight's got to happen sooner or later. It won't be next, as we know, because I'm fighting Tom Schwarz and he's fighting Dominic Brazil, so hopefully we get it on after that.
Listen, I get fans' reaction. Fans want Clash of the Titans all the time. Here's the reality of the sport. Doesn't always happen that way. What do you make about Fury's path?
Listen, Tyson Fury beat Vladimir Klitschko in 2015. He was on a 3-year hiatus. In 2018, he came back and fought 2 tune-up fights. He ended that 2018 year with a draw against Deontay Wilder. He then aligned himself with ESPN and Top Rank to strengthen his position at the negotiating table and to also build his American fan base. Deontay Wilder just made a move that he thought or said that he felt was best for his career by turning down a reported $100 million deal. That being said, the question that I have and the question that fans have is, what is the roadmap to see the 3 kings of the heavyweight division get in the ring together to ultimately decide who was the baddest man on the planet?
Tim, your reaction to this fight against Tom Schwarz?
I like the fight, but beware. Let me tell you why. Thomas Schwarz, he's a tough German fighter, undefeated, and also, you know, Fury thinks he's funny. He thinks.
Okay, let's talk about it. You know, I understand why fans are pissed. You know, you have every right to be pissed. You're like, what the fuck? He went from fighting Deontay Wilder to Tom Schwarz, but unfortunately, this is the way politics run boxing. I know you have to hate it. You know, Tom Schwarz is undefeated. He is ranked, and of course, you're going to question, well, how is he ranked? Who is he fought? This has been happening throughout the history of boxing, where fighters just, you know, get rankings, even though he's ranked number 42 by BoxRec, BoxRec goes by a point system, right? Tom Schwarz, 24-0 with 16 KOs. There's a nice amount of footage out there of him on YouTube. This is one of those fights where when he loses, if he loses, you know, he's going to be one of those names where up-and-coming fighters are going to fight. He's going to be around for quite some time. And every now and then, one of these fighters could come out of somewhere where we really don't know how good he is. I mean, I've seen the footage. Yes, you know, he shouldn't be able to hang in there with Tyson Fury, even though Tyson Fury is not known to be a knockout puncher. I expect for the fight to go the distance. People are like, Tyson Fury goes from Wilder to, you know, down to Schwarz. Why didn't he fight Wilder? Hey, boxing politics right now, just like Andre Ward was talking about, is about making sure that you have leverage when it comes to the negotiating table. Nobody wants to go, you know, fight somebody, especially when you're a big name and you're getting treated like shit, or the fighter's dictating you got to do this, you got to do that, or the team, the perceived A-side team is saying you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do this. Now with ESPN, you know, Tyson Fury does have some stroke. It's going to be interesting to see how many people show up to this fight, you know, just overall. I know a lot of people are going to show up from the UK, you know, and ESPN is very good and Top Rank is very good in putting people in seats and selling fights. But, man, you know, I guess the selling point of this fight is, Tyson Fury, damn near dying against Wilder. He's, just signed a new contract. When you first sign a new contract, you're not going to be fighting any tough fights. You don't see that anymore where fighter signs a big deal and they go sign and go fight a big fight. For example, when Mayweather first signed the Showtime deal for Robert Guerrero. Look at Deontay Wilder. He's got to fight Brazil. That's his mandatory. Just look at all the times fighters have signed. Look at Miguel Cotto. Who did he fight? Daniel Gill. They're not going to put you in a tough test, for your first fight of a contract. They want to establish you. A lot of people also wonder what the fuck is going on with Frank Warren. Like, for example, his fight is going to be broadcast over here, but yesterday, Kubrat Pulev, his fight wasn't broadcast over in the UK. Shouldn't BT Sport or what's going on with Box Nation? But, I get it. Fans are going to be pissed. And when you look at right now, the heavyweight division, you got Anthony Joshua. Well, first, let's talk about the month from May the 18th until June the 15th. In 1 month, you're going to have first May the 18th, Deontay Wilder versus Dominic Breazeale for the WBC title in the Barclays Center in New York. 2 weeks later, you're going to have Anthony Joshua versus Gerald Big Baby Miller in New York. And then 2 weeks after that, about 2 weeks after that, you're going to have Tyson Fury versus Tom Schwarz, who's ranked number 2 by the WBO. Where's he at? IBF. He's number 9. Nowhere by the WBA. And I remember at one point in time, he was ranked by the WBC, if I'm correct. Now, people were wondering, well, why didn't he just wait for the winner of Kubrat Pulev versus Borjandino? It seems as though, because Borjandino, I haven't watched it yet, even though I know that Kubrat Pulev won. Right now, as I told you, I fell asleep after the Magdaleno fight. But it looks like they both want them to go on their own paths for the looming purse bid wars. So Kubrat Pulev is the IBF mandatory. And then Tyson Fury beats Tom Schwarz. He'll likely, depending on what Dylan White's going to do, be the WBO mandatory. Now, let me explain something to boxing fans, which boxing fans do not understand. Unfortunately, don't shoot the messenger. When you're ranked number 1, it does not mean that you're the mandatory. Every now and then, seldom IBF will make you number 1. I mean, if you're the mandatory. They follow that rule, but if it's not a mandatory, they'll have number 1 and number 2 like empty. I don't want to talk about the Dominic Breazeale, Dylan White thing all over again. It all traces back to when Dominic Breazeale was supposed to fight Bermain Stavern on the undercard of Wilder versus Luis Ortiz. Then after he would have been Dylan White would have been the mandatory. It's complex. I don't want to talk about it anymore. But trust me, in this case, I do know what I'm talking about. Dylan White, to my surprise, right? I'm surprised Dylan White wasn't ordered to fight Tom Schwarz. What's going on? Maybe he doesn't want to fight for the WBO belt. We got to see what's going on there. Because if you don't know, Top Rank and Frank Warren are in big cahoots with the WBO. So trust me, that Fury Schwarz fight, another big selling point that they're probably trying to squeeze in, depending on what Dylan White does, is they're going to try to make that and say, well, he's fighting Tom Schwarz and, this is going to be for the WBO #1 contender. And then that's another person that has to come up. So I see what I like right now. It's looking like Tyson Fury is going after Anthony Joshua, even though they may say that they still want Deontay Wilder. They're going after the WBO shot. It looks like to me. The WBA, let's not even talk about them. But it's going to be on June the 15th in the Thomas and Mack Center on on ESPN Plus. And also, I got a chance to talk to a fighter, Jesse Hart from Philly last week. And Jesse Hart could be fighting former 175-pound WBO champion Elliot Alvarez at 175 on undercard. Jesse Hart moving up. So, Top Rank, expect for them to build up the undercard crazy. They've all, especially for it being Tyson Fury's debut, even they know the main event probably going to go to the distance and may not be very entertaining. So I expect for them to really, really build up the undercard with some exciting fighters. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. Please subscribe.